Let it do, let it do. Ba-dee-da, ba-dee-da-dee-da-da. All right, calm down, SA. Calm down, SA. Getting too excited here with this singing thing. Macret pumping? What is that? Market pumping? What's up, Almar? I always make my little sounds, testing my sound. Cool Cat Renee, how are you? Welcome to the Dennis Herrera Show, where friends and family meet to get the record straight. Oh man, I got some good one. I got something good for you. Yeah, the stock market is looking good today. I wish I knew how to play the market. I think it can be a good thing, to be honest. I think it can be a good thing. And let's see if I got enough light in here. How you guys been? How was your Sunday? I know we were just on not too long ago, around noon. Today, I thought it was actually a great live. Many of you missed my hat. Nobody likes to see my hairline. I can see that. No problem. No problemo. Well, I've been thinking about just a little bit about the Dr. Fauci's pardon. I know we were talking about Hamas earlier, and we're going to continue to talk a couple of things about that. Something new is going on, and I heard that, what is it, Pakistan and Afghanistan want to start a war with themselves. Apparently, just the world is just they're bored. They don't know what to do. They want to be at war. They want to fight. It's like they like the attention when it comes to fighting, so they just have to continue to fight, I guess. And let's see. You just need to look at your 401k portfolio, do your own research, hire somebody to advise on stocks. So I know kind of how they work. The only thing that I don't know is like, I know you can buy and you can sell and all this stuff, but I mean, there's rules, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm not into. So yeah, we're going to be talking about Dr. Fauci. I got a video to share with you guys. And I think it's important. A lot of people have asked me about this January 6th issues. We think it was a setup. Most of us believe that. As also, we believe that the election was stolen in 2020, which we're okay with because it turned out to be better to come on at the time that we're in today. Who do we got here? Tyler, how are you? Welcome back to the Dennis Herrera Show. Trinity, welcome back, sis. No notification, huh? Man, I'm telling you. Sometimes I feel somebody's behind the keyboard of YouTube, just blocking people that want to talk about the truth. But I do have Renee and Omar keeping me company. Guys, if you guys, as you guys are coming in, don't forget to give the thumbs up there. Too bad I can give it to me right there on that. Man, I got some stuff to give you guys today. Today is Fauci, Dr. Fauci Day. I got a bone to pick with this guy. As many of you guys have and probably know, this corrupted government that we have from the previous administration lied to us for way too long. And we'll see. Chicano says, I don't have a problem with the pardons, except for those that attacked law enforcement. No excuse for that, says. Well, yeah, I don't know. If we're talking about January 6th, it's a whole different ball game, my friend. A whole different ball game. I wish we had enough time to do these 5,000 hours of videos that they say they have. But we're just going to touch up on a couple of things that I think are very interesting. Yeah, Fauci is the devil incarnate. Yeah. For a second there, I thought that he was going to be the Antichrist, and Well, actually, he is an antichrist, but you know what I'm saying? Like he was going to be doing a lot more than what he did. I find it very interesting that when he was with Trump, I didn't see him being very assertive. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but when Trump was president, he didn't seem very confident on being on camera, sort of like kind of hiding his face from trying to be on camera too much. And I get my little suspicions of that. I got a video to play for you guys. I'm sure you guys probably have seen this in the past, but we will leave this video. Did I just keep playing that video? We will leave this video for last because come to Papa. Okay, we'll leave it there. Yeah. Okay. So I got a clip to play for you guys about Fauci. It's the oversight of the U.S. response to COVID-19. Everybody loved COVID-19, right? Remember when they forced us to wear masks and they shut down everything? Well, I got a bone to pick with Fauci, and I don't think it's right that he got away with it. So far, he did. I'm going to throw out some facts for you guys, point out some things that you probably already know. Yeah, I got like 4 shots. I think I had what was it, the vaccine, and then it was the 2 or 3 booster shots. Man, I did all that, and oh man, what an idiot. Freshly HD, good evening, sir. Thank you for joining. Somebody make some money. Somebody, well, I'm going to give you some numbers about Fauci, and then you guys can tell me what you think. Okay. What do we got here? Chicano says, hopefully it's Fauci throwing out the first pitch. Yeah, that's one of them, right? He missed the target by a mile. I think it's because he got the COVID vaccine. It made his eyes go sideways or something. Gilbert says that the Lions are playing the Chiefs on Peacock. You know what? Actually, I do have Peacock, but I was going to watch the football game with my brother-in-law today. He was watching the Niners playing. I believe it was the Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's just, I don't know, man. I maybe football is getting better, but I don't know. There's just this lockdown and all this BS and politics and crap. They just kind of destroyed football. I find that they have more things uh, supposedly to help the players stay healthier, safer, and they have changed all these rules, and it looks like players are just getting hurt more than what they used to. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I think we're just building a generation of softies. But that's just me. I don't know. I don't enjoy football like I used to. I've tried to watch it. Maybe if I just give it another chance, I guess, and just really just relax, watch the game, and let it be what it is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like football like I used to, and it's not because I'm getting older. It should be the opposite. I love American football, but I don't know, this whole catch, this whole run, this whole don't tackle too hard, etc. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, the NFL is now registered as entertainment, so they can be found liable for fixing games. College is still registered are as a sport. Uh, Trinity, good pointing, good point out. I like that. Watch MMA instead. It's so much more entertaining. Yeah, I tell you what's more entertaining: seeing Antifa getting beat down by ICE. Oh man, I think I went hard on Antifa today. I think I went hard on Antifa, but I did give them a message of love. I did give him what was his name? You guys remember if you were with me on the chat earlier. At number one, I actually listened to some of the live. I try to replay a little bit of it, and I noticed I kept freaking grabbing the. You guys didn't see it, but I kept grabbing the the straw in the cup, and it kept making noises through the whole time. And I was just like, dude, that's so annoying. Why was I doing that? I don't know. It could be just, just a little tick when I'm talking, when I get excited, things like that. Whatever that is. Freshly, yeah, Soros. Well, Soros has been paying Antifa. Soros has been paying protesters. We know, man. Soros has been trying to destroy this country. I really don't understand why. I really haven't looked into what Soros uh, has against us, against Americans, against this country. I don't understand why he has to use his money to try to destroy us. I don't understand. But we did find out that there was actually people from China as well, and from other countries like what was it, Finland or Sweden, Switzerland. I can't remember which country it was, but they were also paying people in here and Antifa. Find that very interesting, very, very interesting. And I'm going to tell you guys, the new way, our enemies, they cannot beat us. They cannot. If they say we're going to war with the USA, they're done. They're finished. They have a new way to fight their war, and that is to infiltrate the country first and destroy it from within. And they have found that there is a lot of mental problems in our country, and they have been taking advantage of it. It is not coincidence that politicians in office, specifically on the left side, has multiplied their incomes by millions and millions of dollars, while those representatives that are actually fighting, that are to represent this country, have not made that many gains in their career. I find that very interesting. Everybody, if you coming in, please. I'm not gonna block anybody from chatting or keeping this for members only. But I do request one thing, that when you come in here, you hit the thumbs up. That's all. That's all you got to do to pay to get into this chat. This live chat is so cheap. All you got to do is hit the like button. All right. That's horrible. That sounded like begging, but yeah, hit the like button. See what happens. Let's see. Scott Soiken, who was president on January 6th. Well, Scott, we will get there. Be patient. We have some time. We just started this live, and we got enough time to go through a lot of information, my friend. And Mr. Pat Jager is in the house. Welcome, sir. Better than the middle finger. I don't know who likes the middle finger, but I heard in Japan this means that you're number one. You guys remember that? What was that movie again? Somebody knows. With Michael Keaton. He was he was saving the car manufacturers here in the 80s. You guys remember the name of the movie? It's I thought I knew, but all I know is that I thought the name of it was Made in America, but it's not it. It's another thing. Who remembers the movie from the 80s? Michael Keaton saving the automotive manufacturer. I can't remember which one it was. They teamed up with a Japanese team. Anybody? Pat, let's see, Pat. Let's see what you got. Trinity, let's go. Where you guys at? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look it up, and let's see. I got my little laptop over here, so I don't overload my computer too much. Let's see. Let's just write Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton, car manufacturer. Let's see. Yeah, car company movie. There it is. Let's see. It was called Gung Ho. I can't believe you guys didn't know that. So I called it something, and then somebody said it, and they did say Gung Ho. 1986, Michael Keaton is put in charge of wooing a Japanese car company to come to his town, thus creating jobs for the residents of Haterville. So I love that movie because it's very American. And a lot of people don't know why Trump is doing what he's doing. But that movie is actually very special because of that. That gives you the idea of why it's important to bring these manufacturers back to the States. Well, here you go. Gung Ho, 1986. Watch that movie. Number one, is a very good movie. It's very funny. I think it was very great. And that is exactly what we want as patriots here in America. We want those jobs back for our American people. And it's not just car manufacturers. I mean, there's bikes, there's motorcycles, there's other automated automation, robotics, the artificial intelligence, the chips, computers, etc. There's a lot of jobs that Americans, we pay good money for these products, and well, I think that we should have an American software company that will be very transparent, that will show a lot of security during voting elections, as Omar says here. Hey, Ronald, how are you? Welcome. And something that can be traceable, something that can be traced, as in if something was changed from here to there, from Democrat to Republic or Republican to Democrat. We need to have an American software creator that will be held accountable if something goes wrong. Now, one thing I didn't tell you the other day about Venezuela, and this just left my mind. I got distracted. It's that one of the reasons why Venezuela, or not Venezuela, but Maduro, is actually offering President Donald Trump over $1 trillion, guys, cash. You know what I'm saying? Hard, cold cash. Cold, hard cash. Cash, hard, cold. However you want to pronounce it. But he was offering over $1 trillion plus some gold and some other stuff. Well, the reason for that, it's because a lot of people think that we are very close to finding out for sure that they cheated on the elections. And this is a comment that the Nobel Prize winner, Maria, what was the last name again? I forget, man. I don't think I'll ever remember the name. Maybe part of me doesn't accept it. But yeah, the Nobel Prize winner. Yeah, Machado. Thank you, Scott. Freaking Scott is not even Hispanic, and he knows the last name. Doggone it. What a shame I bring to my now I'm bringing shame to my Hispanic community. Irma, abuelita is here. My love. Mwah. Big kiss to you, Nana. I appreciate you being here. Much love to you. And so she says that she knows that they cheated on the election, and we are investigating that. And I think that is one of the reasons why Maduro wants to make that deal. Besides that, he is the head of the Cartel de Soles, he is trying to make it right. Okay. Also, he said they didn't cheat. You will not believe how many people in South America went on television to say that they cheated using Dominion's software. I think that was the name of the company, right? That is a Canadian company. Dominion, I think is what it's called. There was a lot of people that were saying that they cheated and they saw it. And here's the interesting thing. Even in Honduras, by the way, even in Honduras, what's very interesting is something happened on every single election. Something happened like this. Here in the United States of America, yeah, Dominion, thank you. So here in the United States of America, we saw there were some places where President Donald Trump was way ahead. No way Biden's going to catch up. And then what happens? Some pipe busted, they said. Bull crap, nothing busted. But everybody left, right, where they were counting the ballots. And then you see on the surveillance camera, a couple of people came in there and started counting votes, ballots from underneath the tables. And it's just very suspicious. Now, you know what? Let's say it was just coincidence. In Honduras, the opposition, the president that was running against the one that was over there supposedly selling drugs, he was losing by a mile. The power goes out. In the morning when the power's back, boom, he lost the election. Very interesting how that happened. Same thing happened in Venezuela. Something happened. Oh my gosh, we got to stop the ballot counting. We got to fix this problem first. And then bam, the guy wins. That's not coincidence, guys. It's many countries like that. This is why the president from Colombia is also defending Maduro at some point. Bolivia as well. There is a lot of countries that use this type of software, and they cheated on their elections. And don't worry, also, don't take my word for it. He said, okay, now I know they didn't cheat. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. The power outage was very common amongst a lot of the countries that had their elections turned. Mind you, it's not that, okay, all pipes are bursting. Let's say that, right? What the thing they have in common is that this one party was winning by far. It seemed almost impossible to catch. Something happened, and when that happened, something got fixed to whatever happened, and then the other person, boom, is way far ahead to where they cannot be caught up. Very interesting. What is the other one? Let's see. Scott, what do you got? I used to run the elections for California. And what happened, Scott? Let's see. Dragon Skin says mail-in ballots. It was known those are counted last. COVID had a lot of people voting from home. Sure. There was also a lot of ballots stolen, from what I heard. There were some videos of trucks, full loaded trucks, where ballots did not make it to the counting. So who knows what was in there, right? We can only speculate on that part. But Casey says, I like this guy. Oh, just because of his cover and the background. That's enough for me, my friend. I want you to love America, not me. I appreciate that. Let's see. We counted every vote that was valid. And that's the way it should be. I'm not sure. You know, there's millions of people voting, right? There's millions of people voting. But what I don't understand is how hard is it to count votes in person? I don't understand. You have a town of 3,000 people. Okay, you got 10 people in there, and you are doing 300 ballots each. Why can't you do that? Why can't we have 20 people doing 300 ballots each? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're multiplying, and it should be easy. Okay, here we go. We got a license. Okay, boom, vote for this. Boom, vote for that. And you keep all the ballots together for this candidate, all the ballots together for this candidate. And then if somebody requests a recount, then they got a recount. Okay, so there you go. So that's just something that it's in the back of my mind. It's playing tricks on there, and it says, Casey says you're making too much sense, Dennis. I apologize. I know the Democrats don't like to hear that stuff, but we got a lot of libtards that you have to explain it to them. And again, this is just me, I guess. I have no proof. All the videos mean nothing. All the witnesses, they mean nothing. The fact that one person was winning, something glitched, boom, the other person is now winning. That's just coincidence. About 20 times coincidence throughout the world. Dragon Skin says you're running out of tin foil, my dude. I need to get some more. You're right. I gotta get some more. But this live today is about Dr. Fauci. If some of you American patriots out there didn't know this information, we're going to talk a little bit about it. I don't think I have to explain who Dr. Fauci is. Recount in California is based on statistics. It's automatic in California, says Scott. I can appreciate that. Denial is the Democrats' way. They're all Egyptians because they live in denial. Never gets old. Casey said, is he still alive? Sorry, guys. No felon on this cup. This cup was bigger. Dominion isn't being used in several countries now. I agree. But the one thing that pisses me off about Dominion is that they were able to sue, what's the Italian guy? Giuliani. They sued him and won. And he had to pay hundreds of millions of dollars to these fools. I can't wait for that to be reversed. I want these guys investigated 100%. I want somebody to hack that software, make the changes, and prove to the people that, yes, you can change the vote and the software itself. They probably patched it. They probably try to fix it. But I'm sure some hacker out there knows how to get that done. Why was the Egyptian sad? He missed his mommy. Aww. Scott, stop being a kid, man. Not funny. We're adults in here trying to use common sense. The air gap, he says. Dragon's King, why didn't they do it again when Biden was president? They did, and they tried, but too many people. It was overwhelmed. They couldn't do it. That's how big the turnout was. Because if they did that, they will get caught for sure. 100%, they will get caught. So they got afraid to go all in on that. Right? I just made that up. I don't know, but that's what I would do if I was cheating and I didn't want to get caught. I wouldn't do it again. I would just hope that people will keep voting for us because they're fools. You know, that's what the Democrats think. Let's see, 98 HD, MAGA brother. Welcome, MAGA brother. Dude, take that pin off your hat. MG, calm down, SA. Don't insult my people. Let my people go. Israel is very special to me. I don't care if you like them or not. Here is the truth that you might enjoy. People always ask me, so if Jews don't accept Jesus Christ, does that mean that they're going to hell? Well, Jesus came to the Jews first. They denied him. Some accept it, some they don't. Listen, at the end of the day, what I believe is Jesus Christ is the only way, the only truth, and the only life that we should follow. So if Jews don't want to follow that, it's on them. But my heart and my faith belongs to the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And this David star represents Israel and Jesus Christ, my friend. So there is a reason why Jesus Christ was given to Israel and not to Africa or to Central America, to the Mayan Indians or to the Aztecs. There was a reason why God sent him there. Okay, so there you go. Don't insult Israel, please. I will appreciate that. I will just ask you to please respect that from me, okay? I'm not over here telling you to hate Muslims, right? I tell you truth about Muslims, but I don't tell you to hate them, okay? You can hate whoever you want, but when you're on my channel, please just be respectful of that, and I appreciate it. That's the start of Renfan. That star has nothing to do with David, bro. This guy. I hope that you're not talking about the star with the circle. That's Satan's symbol. Am I wrong? Wait, did I not look at this right? What do we got? No, it is. It's the Star of David, man. Why you make me lose? I can't believe I actually look at that. That is the Star of David. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say, let me overload my computer here with another browser just to take a look at the Star of David. Let's see. Star of David. I know, man. I know what I'm talking about. This guy, I can't believe it. You know what? But it's okay. Thank you for bringing that up. You made me look for it. Now I confirm I'm 100% right. Guys, if you came into this live, don't forget, one way that you check in here is to hit that thumbs up. All right? I'll appreciate that. It's the least that you can do to come in here and insult me is give me a thumbs up. All right? We'll take it like a champ. All right. How many of you guys want to get to the hearing on Dr. Fauci? This is, you guys probably already seen this, I'm sure. Marjorie Green, which I don't like because of what she said about Israel, but you know what? Nobody's perfect, right? I'm going to go ahead and play this video from her. Before we get there, I just want to point out a couple of things. Also says, me. Pick me. I like Marjorie, but she is kind of crazy sometimes, just like me, I guess. So here, let me give you a couple of facts first. I really want to get some background on this before we get hit in there 100%. Okay, here we go. I want to tell you, let's go ahead and start with how much did Fauci make? Yeah, that's interesting. How much did Fauci make is his salary? Does anybody know how much he used to make? Obviously, I have the numbers here. I just want to know if you guys ever looked at that. Jamin says, I love Israel. I worship Jesus Christ. I love my country. God bless America. Man, I'm telling you what, blessed are those who bless Israel. Now, I'm not going to tell you that Israel, all the Jews, all the Hebrews, all these people in there are perfect. No, that's not what I'm saying. But Israel in a whole, we love Israel, and we pray for peace and strength and wisdom, and we pray for prosperity on them. We want them to be blessed beyond recognition of blessed. I really, really have a heart for Israel. Period. So whether you like it or not, it doesn't. It makes no difference to me. Okay, but I love you just the same, and I think that you got to stay true to what you believe, and that's exactly what I do. So nobody from Israel has to thank me. I just follow God, and as imperfect as I am, my faith is strong with God. I trust in Him 100%. Yes, also, the Jews killed Jesus. Yes, they did. Not physically, but they did call for his death. They rejected him 100%. And yet, they still have the same chance that we have. And if they accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, there you go. There's no difference, my friend. Pontius Pilate, he only followed the wishes of the Jews. Let's keep that clear. But what I'm saying is, you don't hate Israel. There is good Jews, bad Jews, just like there is good people and bad people all over the world. We don't hold it against them. I know how much Jews suffer during that time. Jews have been persecuted for thousands of years, and so whatever, guys. Don't be hateful towards Israel, okay? Just have some mercy, will you? So some mercy be shown to you as well. All right, and so here we go. So Fauci used to make about $480,000. That was the last known salary when he was working. Post-retirement, back in 2023, household assets grew significantly in 2023 to about $3.5 million that year. Now, this was part of, I believe, was his, let me see, his increased wealth post-retirement, according to Open the Books. Fauci's household asset, blah, blah, blah. First year retirement, his household earned over $3.5 million a year with income from paid speaking engagements and a memoir deal. Look how smart this guy is. He's not stupid. So he made $3.5 million using his, his speech fee, which is about $100,000, I think is what he used to charge. And then he was also making money off his memoir, right? And then he sold that memoir in 2024, the next year, after he made $3.5 million on it. And he sold it to his memoir for about $5 million. Okay. So, yeah, if you call it intellect, he's not stupid. He's a very smart but very evil man. He is the same mofo that lied to us about COVID-19. He is the same guy that made sure everybody got locked down. The whole world was lied. This guy didn't lie to his wife. He lied to the world. So, no, I am not jealous of him. He's got what's coming to him. He's going to hell. I don't even know if there is enough grace for this man, to be honest. Not from my heart. I apologize, but that's not me. If it's God's will, he will. But this guy, if you were to compare somebody to, you know what, I'm not even going to go to the tactics of the leftists. Okay, I'm not going to go there. We'll just leave it there. We're just going to go ahead and put some facts together. Now, my biggest question has always been this. Okay, so we know that he made millions of dollars, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the guy made some money. Good for him. Now, I want you to put this in your brain. Think about this. There's one question that I have. Why was Fauci and the January 6th committee pardoned when they didn't commit any crimes? Well, why don't we listen to this and see what happens? Let's go ahead and listen to Marjorie Green here. This is about 9 minutes. We'll try to break it down and see where we go from there. I'm going to share my screen here with you all so you can see what I got to see. Let's go. Marjorie, let's see what you got, baby. I'm going to share the audio as well. There we go. Let's see. Where's my play?
Because I represent science. Do you represent science, Mr. Fauci? I am a scientist who uses the scientific method to gain information.
Yes, you said you represent science. Do you represent science, Mr. Fauci? Yes
Again,
or no? Yes or no?
No, that's not a yes or no
Yes,
answer.
it's a yes or no.
I don't think it is.
Okay, well, we'll take that as a you don't know what you represent.
Oh,
But this, as
Well, he knows what he
director of
represents.
the NIH, you did sign off on these so-called scientific experiments. And as a dog
Dog
lover,
lovers?
I want to tell you this is disgusting and evil what you signed off on, and these experiments that happened to beagles paid for by the American taxpayer. And I want you to know Americans don't pay their taxes for animals to be tortured like this. So the type of science that you are representing, Mr. Fauci, is abhorrent, and it needs to stop. Mr. Fauci, you also represent the type of science where you confess that you made up the COVID rules, including
didn't hear what you
6
said.
feet
I made-
social distancing and masking of children.
I never
You
said I made anything up.
You admitted that you made it up. You
I
made it
didn't
up as
say
you
I
went.
made it up.
So are you saying this is fake news, Mr.
I
Fauci?
didn't say I made anything up.
What did you say?
I said that it is not based in science and it just appeared.
But this is science.
What does dogs have to do with anything that we're talking about today?
These are scientific experiments. This is what you signed off on. But you also told the American people they had to distance by 6 feet. They had to wear masks.
I remember that.
But let's also talk a little bit further about the type of science that you represent. NIH scientists made $710 million in royalties from drug makers, a fact that's been hidden. Let's talk about the fact about, is it right for scientists and doctors getting paid by the American people, government taxpayer paychecks, to get patents where they're paid millions and hundreds of millions of dollars in royalty fees, especially when the NIH and these government agencies, most powerful agencies in our country, are recommending medical suggestions and advice and making up guidelines like 6 feet distancing and masking of children. Do you think that's appropriate? Do the American people deserve to be abused like that?
We
Mr.
know that lie.
Fauci?
We
Because
know.
you're not doctor. You're Mr. Fauci in my few minutes. No, I don't need your answer. I want to talk about this right here.
Mr. Chairman,
Fauci, I
objection.
reclaim my
Mr.
time.
Objection.
I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time, Mr. Raskin.
Gentlelady will
Point of order.
suspend.
Mr.
Point
Chairman,
of order.
just in terms of the rules of decorum, are we allowed to deny that a doctor is a doctor just because we don't want him to be a doctor?
Yes, because in my time, that man does not deserve to have a license. As a matter of fact, it should be revoked, and he belongs.
Oh,
in
here we
prison.
go.
Suspend. And the gentlelady should recognize the doctor as a doctor.
Thank you. Mr.
Can I
Chairman, is this what we have become? Is this what we have devolved into? No decorum.
You know what? We can do that hearing about the poor men that were injected with syphilis because I support you in that. That's horrific. And this government that
I
does
would
things
urge
like that to
Miss-
Americans doesn't have decorum to the American
Mr.
people.
Chairman,
The gentleman is out of
point of
order.
regular order, please.
The gentleman is out of order.
Decorum.
Recognize the point of order. Go ahead with your point of order.
You got it.
No, I mean, I was going to say what Representative Raskin said. That's completely unacceptable to be able to deny Dr. Fauci, who's here, a respected member of the medical
up.
community, his title. And that's actually a personal attack on his character.
And I have instructed her.
He's not respected.
And I've instructed her to address him as a doctor.
I'm not
Gentlelady shall
addressing him as
continue.
doctor. Let's talk about.
I would-
Let's talk
Mr.
about
Chairman,
this.
I
I'm
would move
reclaiming
that the
my
woman's
time. I'm reclaiming my time.
Words get taken
I'm
down then.
reclaiming my time.
Second that.
Point of order.
Suspend.
All right.
I like
Member
how
can-
Present science, Mr. Fauci.
I like how he really wants to make sure that he defends the fact that she's not recognizing him as doctor. Who gives a crap? Who cares? It's her time. Let her ask the question the way she's going to ask. And as a matter of fact, she's right. If he shouldn't have his license, he shouldn't have his license. That's just what I think about it. Now, the main point is, hey, let him answer the questions. Let her ask the questions, and then let us come up to a conclusion of what that is. And whoever said something about AIPAC. I don't care what she said about AIPAC then, because what she said is not true. And the reason why it's not true is because the numbers that they're giving to her and the other representatives, they're not numbers given to AIPAC as of every year, as of every month. This is something that's been happening for decades. And the amount of money that goes to AIPAC is nothing, not even compared to the money that goes to Ukraine. So shut the hell up with that argument, will you? And pay attention to what this Dr. Fauci did to all of us. This guy, he think I don't know about AIPAC.
And you have a point of order.
Mr. Chairman, while it may not be polite, I believe the rule only applies to members of this body, the Senate, and the President of the United States. I do not believe that it applies. The rule on taking down words does not apply to a witness. Again, I'm not condoning the words. I'm just relating or asking whether or not it applies to individuals who are just happen to be here in front of us.
I agree. The chair overrules the point of order by the gentleman from Maryland, but ask that members please afford all other members the respect they're entitled, refrain from using rhetoric that could be construed as an attack on the
And calling him Mr. is respect.
motives or character of another member or the witness. You may proceed.
Thank you. This was a time in history where you got to throw out the first pitch at the Washington Nationals baseball game, while Americans were forced to stay home and watch such events that they love from at home alone on their televisions.
Hey, Brian, how are you? Welcome to the chat, Jason. Thank you. Welcome. Oh, new sub. Liking what I'm hearing on here. Thank you, Jason. Here's the one thing that I'm going to point out, and that really kind of bugs me about this, guys. I'm being very honest, sincere, and with my heart in my hands. When Dr. Fauci announced that COVID-19 was not dangerous, you guys remember that? President Trump says, hey, not dangerous, but we need to stop flights from coming here from these places, and we need to shut down the flights coming in. You guys remember that? Because I remember that. And then Fauci says, wait a minute. It is dangerous. Okay, it's dangerous. But now we're going to deny the fact that President Trump trying to shut down those flights coming from certain areas, right? He's always been called a phobic of everything you want to put before that word. Muslim terrorist, boom, shut down. Everybody went off against him. It happens all the time. Now, Fauci came in and lied to us. At first, it was not dangerous. At first, it was not created in a Wuhan lab. We found out now that it was created in the Wuhan lab. Fauci says we don't need to put masks on. And then after Democrats made a big fuss about it, now we need to put masks on. Now, Fauci said that we didn't have to shut down the country. After Democrats jumped on his ass about it and everybody was going crazy, now he says we need to shut down the country. President Trump was new as a president and did not know what powers he was holding, number one. They used him as a puppet. And even so, with the little experience that he had as being president, he did some amazing times on his first term. And I agree and I accept that myself is true. Now, Fauci, this is what pisses me off about this picture right here, because all of us were told our kids cannot go to school, we cannot go to work, we are in lockdown, and yet this son of a gun, it's over here on his own little private show in a whole stadium with professional teams playing baseball, not for the American people, but just for him, his wife, and whoever the other guy in there is. He practically grabbed the whole stadium and made a private event just for him. That doesn't bother you? It bothers me. It bothers me that they look to us as if we are their fools and their puppets. Let's not forget Gavin Newsom over there telling us to lock down as well, while he goes out there with his friends and go out drinking in public when everybody else is locked down. Let's not forget about his auntie, Nancy Pelosi, Everybody's in lockdown. Wear a mask. Blah blah blah. And she's over there running with a couple of who knows what the hell she has, some cognac, some sex on the beach or whatever, getting her hair done. You remember that? Because I remember that, and it pisses me off that I kept saying it over and over. How the hell do they get to do what they want, but we don't get to do what we want? Do you remember how they were locking down churches, persecuting Christians and people of faith, and yet they allowed thousands of protesters in the street, rubbing shoulder to shoulder, screaming, throwing fluids everywhere? That was not dangerous. But the people going to church to worship God, you people that believe in God, I don't care which one, but you were persecuted by it. In the meantime, the Democrats were fine doing protests. How hypocritical is that? And how can you even give them an ounce of benefit of doubt? I can't go
And
like
what a hypocrisy this picture shows.
hypocrisy.
Here you are without your mask, with empty seats everywhere. Remember the cardboard cutout fans? That was one of the most insulting things to Americans, having to watch the games from home, where you got to go and enjoy the game and sit right next to people not following the 6 feet of distancing, not wearing your mask, and everyone else was forced to stay home and stop enjoying life. And your science here, your science is displayed perfectly in this picture, where children in school were.
Wait a minute. Marlene, I'm sorry. You say what? You are completely wrong. Look at that picture. Marlene, look at that picture. Go ahead. Type it again. Type it again. You're completely wrong. Go ahead and type it again. What do you see right there? Did you see the difference? A private baseball game just for him. And then you see our students treated like little cattle. Marlene, now I know you're stupid. Okay, let's continue.
Put in plastic bubbles because of your science, your repulsive, evil science.
You're guilty
and
of that,
let's go back to your
Marlene.
very own email. You said earlier you don't use email. Oh, you do. Right here.
Oh.
This is your own email where you said the typical mask you buy in the drugstore is not really effective in keeping out virus. I do not recommend that you wear a mask. This is your email. This is your own words.
That's right, Ken.
But yet children all over America were forced to wear masks.
My children, too.
Children forced to wear masks, muzzled in their schools. And then they were forced to learn from home because of your so-called science and your medical suggestions, while you and all your cronies get paid from Big Pharma. You know that what this committee should be doing? We should be recommending you to be prosecuted. We should be writing a criminal referral because you should be prosecuted for crimes against humanity. You belong in prison, Dr. Fauci.
Mr. Chairman, I have another point of order.
Now he deserves to get a Dr.
I
Fauci.
recognize Ms. Dingle.
Just want to make sure the record is clear. Dr. Fauci testified that he did not use his personal email for official business. He did not say he did not use email. And I think today, this particular has been full of lies and disregard and disrespect, and we need.
Marlene, let me touch up on something here. Let me tell you something, Marlene. Hi, Brenda. How are you? This is what I know. This is what I know. Buckle up, Dorothy. Fauci is your hero, not mine. When I got the shot, I got sick. I went to the hospital with 104-degree temperature. And the doctor that helped me at the hospital, he was pissed because they were doing this COVID BS, he said. The doctor at the hospital told me that COVID-19 was bull crap. And he was pissed. He didn't want to be at work, but he had to help people. He said, as long as I'm here, I'm not going to let people die. But he was mad about the COVID-19. He was one of those doctors that did not believe on this whole bullcrap that you're hearing right now. So, Marlene, what was the other thing they did? They put fear, as they always do. They always fear-monger people. I told my friend, I said, listen to me right now. He was telling me his friend got sick with COVID. And I said to him, do not let them put him on a ventilator. He will die if he goes on a ventilator. Do I have a doctor's degree? No. Do I have a master's degree of medicine? No. But I have been sick with COVID, and I know the breathing issues that come with it. I had a big, hard time, and I can tell you, it felt like I was going to die. But if they would have taught you to breathe slower, to not be too anxious. There is a lot of people that die from the regular flu today, even still today. Thousands die of it. When you put a lot of fear mongering on people, you destroy their faith in their bodies healing themselves. You know what happened to that guy? He died. The moment that he got to the hospital, they put him on a ventilator. The next day, he's dead. And the reason why is because the ventilators, just as I have my CPAP machine, the CPAP machine gets to control the way that I inhale and exhale. And there is a timer that comes with it. And if there is any clogged in my breathing, the machine does not detect it. And it overflows air into my lungs to the point where I wake up blowing air out of my mouth with the machine on my nose. So I know ventilators can be faulty. Ventilators are not the first response that you should give to somebody that has a hard time breathing. And COVID was not the only thing killing people. My father-in-law died of diabetes. All his organs were destroyed. He got COVID. You know what they put him as death? They didn't put him as death as he was 10 years overdue for dying, by the way. He was not put in there as he died of diabetes and his organs were shot. He got put in there as he died of COVID. Somebody had COVID, they got in a car accident, they died as COVID. Somebody else got this and that, they died as COVID. They misplaced that name. Oh, you died of COVID-19. You know what? They did that for thousands of people throughout the United States of America. And I am witness because I know a lot of them here in Washington were diagnosed with dying as COVID, but they actually had other diseases that they're already struggling with. So I don't want to hear about this bullcrap guy lying to you, and you, Marlene, over here saying he's your hero. I feel sorry for you if that's the kind of heroes that you choose. But the fact of the matter is that they told us 6 feet distance, the mask. We told them the mask doesn't do shit. The 6 feet distance, maybe, it still doesn't do anything. The air particles, they go for so long. The virus lives for about 24 hours. We get it. We said that the herd immunity was a lot better than getting vaccinated. And that is true. And now, today, they say it again, and it is true, except now it's accepted. You believe that BS back in the day. We don't. We stood up against it. And you can call me an idiot because I got the vaccine. But only because, and I told these people before, only because my nephew was getting married, and it was the fastest way for me to be able to go back to Honduras and cover his wedding with photography. But other than that, I can tell you right now, the vaccine didn't do shit. And then they also said that if you got the vaccine, you would not get sick. They also said if you got the vaccine, you're not going to transmit the virus to anybody else. That was also a lie. And that is from your hero, Marlene. You are wrong. Cutting Edge, welcome back to my channel. Thank you, brother. The pro in my country, Dominican Republic. Oh, Dominicano. Oh, that's good to know, bro. Die more for the jab. My uncle knew this because some friends told him that this was the money laundering of the century. After that, they got 1 year off. Wow. And we know Big Pharma made a lot of money. We know Pfizer was making millions. Look at that. Even Cheryl's laughing at Marlene because she's dumb. How the hell can you say that this liar over here is a hero? Are you kidding me? All the lies, proof, facts, video. We as individual people, we've experienced this lie. And they made us look like a bunch of crazies. They hated us because they call us non-vaxxers, even though a lot of us vaccinated. A lot of us trusted the science instead of God. You see, there is a battle, and it's real. There's a battle between God, the spiritual, and science. So when they say, listen to the science, I am not listening to Satan. Let's be clear. If science is proven that this can help, okay, let's go ahead and join that. It's okay. Wisdom is there. We got to practice this and that. But let me tell you what the name doctor means for medicine. They're not professionals. They cannot guarantee 100% that what they say is true, because medicine is a practice. It's not a profession. They don't have an exact measurement or exact science to prevent disease or to cure or to stop. That's not what they do. They practice. President Donald Trump told them, and he's no doctor, what is that medicine called? Chloro something? That's what he took. He got over COVID. Now Pfizer is making billions of dollars investment here. Dr. Fauci didn't do jack squat, but President Trump is making sure these companies are lowering the prescription drugs that you take if you want to have that medicine. The natural immunity is the best way to keep some of these cold and diseases away. 100%. You know what everybody was fear-mongering with? What happened to the natives with the cold and all these other diseases that the white men from Europe brought to the United States of America. That is exactly what they used to fear-monger everybody here in America, not just in America, but throughout the world. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Need to stick to facts.
And that is the facts. Man. Woo! Uneducated talking lies, says Aztec Warrior. Aztec, did you just got in here? Did you just came into the country? Ah, man, this guy. See, guys, I try. So now that you've seen this little video of lies, oh, there's another one. Ron Paul confronts Fauci with his own past statements. You know what? How much have you received in royalties, Mr. Fauci? Man, there's a lot of people that went on him. There is a troubling pattern, Dr. Fauci. There's a lot of people that went on him. Anyways, but we're not going to go into that. That video was to ask you this question. What is the question that we should ask ourselves? Remember, what is the title of this live? If anybody can remember, did anybody see or read the title, or is that just a waste of time to put on my lives? Aztec Warrior, you're a Mexican. This is not your country if you don't love it. If you love it, it's your country. If you don't, it's not yours. This guy. You're an anchor baby, Aztec? Is that what you're telling me? You're an anchor baby. Gotcha. Listen, the reason why I show you this video is to ask you a question. Now, this is not the main point of my live. I have been really thinking about this because a lot of people have been asking me questions about January 6th. A lot of us know that it was a setup, or at least we believe so. And a lot of you don't believe that. But let me see what you got there, Cutting Edge. And thanks for the chats, bro. I appreciate the support. And now they release a more concrete investigation, even using all videos that vaccines contain a certain extract of mercury that's pure poison. And let me tell you, bro, I like that. I'm glad that you said that. I like that you said that, because what is the things that that Maha has been finding out lately, and the reason why Democrats are so pissed off at Robert Kennedy Jr. is because we are about to find out what they've been lying to us all these decades. And they've been covering this for a very long time. And, you know, a lot of people deny the fact that Tylenol is bad for pregnant women. It's bad for the fetus, for the babies growing in the women's womb. And they deny that fact. And they say, oh, President Trump is crazy, man. Robert Kennedy is just doing what President Trump tells him to do and say. And what did we find out? We went back 7 years earlier, and the Tylenol company said, do not take Tylenol while you're pregnant. It is not recommended. Now, they didn't say why, but now we know. And what happens? A lot of you don't think with common sense, but you got to think with common sense. How long would it take for us to find out that something wrong is being given to us as children. You won't know until you see results 10, 20, maybe 30 years later. What do we have today in this country? Multiplication, lots of multiplying mental health issues, a lot of autism. Besides women drinking or doing drugs while they're pregnant, when they shouldn't, we have medicine, strong medicine. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I always question this. And I said, doctor, wait a minute. You said that this drug that you're going to give my wife with my baby inside can do what to me as an adult? You're not going to give that medicine. You're not going to put that medicine on my wife. Why? If that medicine is destructive for me, that baby attached to the mother in the womb, they get the same medicine that the mother does. If she gets a cold, they get a cold. If she gets a fever, they get a fever. If they get a medicine, that baby gets the medicine. And if it's bad for an adult, it's definitely horrible for a baby. And let's not forget that they are still forming. They're still, evolving into an actual person. Yeah, there's life in there. But how are you going to give a strong drug to, you see what I'm saying? It's like, guys, I don't have to be a doctor to use common sense. Just think about it. Okay, so if I drink alcohol, I'm killing brain cells. If a woman drinks alcohol while she's pregnant, what is she doing to her baby? Which is not even a full human yet. They're still developing. I don't need a doctor for that. Whether you like to hear it or not, it doesn't matter to me. You got to use your common sense, guys. Use your common sense, man. You don't have to believe me, but use your common sense. Your baby's born and they have a fever. Okay, well, let's bring that fever down with a cool rag. And you know what? If it doesn't work, okay, there is some Motrin. Just a little bit of Motrin and see if the fever comes down and helps them. We got to remember that our body's going to respond and fight any disease. I know sometimes our body's stupid and it doesn't know what to do with stuff, so they give us a fever for no reason, right? And smoking, the same thing. It can cause asthma in children. Am I making that shit up as well? No. We know that babies, if they're born premature, of course they're going to have some complications. Maybe their lungs didn't get fully developed. Their brain is still getting put together. Physically, the muscles, the tendons, everything is not completely done exactly the way it should because they're premature. And so there is complications for those babies like that. I know because my son is one of them. I know the complications. It's not easy. But there's complications. So if we don't listen, this guy wants us to listen to science, and yet they ignore science. How many doctors lost their licenses because they went against Dr. Fauci? Fake Fauci. He made millions, and doctors trying to save our lives got fired. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Cheryl says, ask your doctor before you take Tylenol when pregnant. Absolutely. And what they recommend is this, and this is what I heard from Maha. They recommend that if you do have to take Tylenol when you're pregnant, take the most minimum dose and don't use it too much, right? There's still a chance that something might happen to your child's brain or development. A lot of humans, when they're born, they are above and beyond what most of us are, right? And so they get attacked, but they still come out normal because they were so far ahead of us. So they become more normalized like us, right? But then people that are below normal when they're being developed and before they're born, if they have these drugs in there, oh my gosh, I'm yelling. Sorry, I got the headphones on and I apologize about that. Oh man, I didn't know I was yelling. Stinky Pete says Tylenol has nothing to do with autism. Then this guy. So wait a minute. So now you're going to deny science? This guy, I don't get it, man. These guys are not normal. Let's see. Trump made millions grifting Americans like you, Trump. Oh, thank you. And I was just compared to Trump. Something to be proud of now, I guess. So my question, after all that ranting, is: so why did Fauci need a pardon? You saw this video right here. He got caught. He got caught. And if he spills the beans that Democrats forced him to say what he said, they are all effed up. They are all caught, and there are liars, proven liars. Oh, man, I love it. Aztec, you are one libtard. But let's see. Pat says your trolls are butthurt from the truth. I believe it. Why are you so ashamed of yourself, says Ramsey to Aztec. Aztec doesn't love himself. That's why. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Oh, geez. Here we go. The angry vet for democracy is here. Angry vet. Listen, man, I thank you for your service, but that doesn't mean your brain is in the right place. I'm sorry, bro. You cannot tell me I'm a traitor. Like, no, I'm going to give you the benefit of doubt and say that you are a true veteran, that you actually served our country, and that there was actually some patriotism in your heart when you served. Something got messed up along the way, because you're looking at a guy that came to this country legally, followed the law to the letter, became an American citizen. I say nothing but the best things about the United States of America. I bring honor and respect to the American people and to the United States of America. I want Americans to be first before illegal immigrants. I want our president to be a great leader that defends the American people. Now, I want you to tell me, what about that sounds like a traitor to you? If that sounds like a traitor to you, it sounds to me like you switch sizes. Somewhere along the lines, you switch sizes, and I don't know where that happened. That's what I think about you, Vet. So I'm sorry about that. You're welcome, Derek. Thank you for your support, brother. You guys are true Americans in here, man. True patriots, 100%. Some of these people that call themselves patriots, they cannot be patriots. You have to understand something. When I meet real veteran patriots, you know what the difference is? Let me tell you what the difference is. A real veteran patriot talks to me like this: I serve my country, not because I wanted to make money, but because it's my duty as an American. I may like and I may not like whoever is president of the United States of America, but as a patriot, I have to accept the will of the people. You cannot hate Trump because we put him in office. Therefore, well, never mind. You're giving me the best example here. You're calling me a traitor because I support President Trump. Ninja, please. We voted him in. What do you think we're going to do? Turn against him? That would be a traitor. Nah, not really. I don't believe that. But nonetheless, we voted him in. What do you want us to do? Of course, we're going to support him. And so far, I can tell you, every patriot, every American patriot in here, again, every American patriot, not fake patriots, every American patriot here knows and can tell me what President Donald Trump has done for the United States of America. Now, can you give me something, fake veteran? Can you give me something that President Donald Trump has done for this country? I'm going to give you a few seconds. I know there's a few second delay. Go ahead. Go ahead. You got the floor. Marlene, there's no hope for you. No, I didn't. I made fun of him, but I didn't hate him. No. He was my president. I hope better from him, but it's okay. Oh, Marlene. Well, that's what the doctors recommend. And you think Fauci was a hero? Well, there you go. He like Moten. All right, Pat, what do you got? 20 years in the U.S. Army, and your brain got messed up somewhere in there, apparently. Come on, you said let you talk, so give me something. What is it? Tell me something nice about President Donald Trump. This is a tactic that they use in debates. Go ahead and tell me something good about Trump. Dixon. Horrible. Horrible. Man says stop 7 wars and securing Middle East peace in the last week. Not you, patriot. I'm talking to the vet, fake patriot that have served in the army for 20 years. Go on then. You waited your 10 seconds. Nope. You ruined it. You wasted it. Lies. Everything that he promised me as an American, he has fulfilled. He has kept. So I know that every promise that he made, he has kept. We voted for him to secure the border. Bam! Done. For decades, nobody can make the world come to the United States of America and make deals with us. President Trump came in, boom, done. Before 100 days in office. We'll get back to Fauci, why he got a pardon. It's very obvious why. But right now, I want to talk about the points from President Trump. Oh, Vanford, I would have given you the benefit of doubt and I would have listened to you if you would have answered that question. But now I'm just going to ignore you because your brain is empty. Let's see. The one who asked, what price of your gas will you live? Over here. So let me see. I just put gas somewhere. I just filled up my tank yesterday, but this was at the Indian reservation, and it was $3.59. Here at Costco, up north of Marysville, off the Indian reservation, was $4.59. And it's mainly because of the governor that we have here in Washington State's taxes. It's not the price of the barrel of oil, it's the taxes from our local government that makes it expensive. Liberty of Wall says, wow, 20 years of service, brother. Thank you for my freedom. Not like Dennis. He hasn't served, but he still has a mouth. Liberty for all. What have you done for this country? Tell me that. Now, there's a saying, don't erase with your elbow what you make with your hand. Now, I know that doesn't make sense in English because it's a saying in Spanish, and it makes more sense in Spanish. But if you're left-handed, this is what happens when you're left-handed. When you're right-handed, you write this way, so your elbow is here. So you write, and everything is good. But when you're left-handed, you got to write the other way. So you write this way, and what you're writing with your hands, you are deleting with your elbow. That's what your 20 years in the Army has done, Mr. Veteran. So I am so sorry to say that you lost all that valor in my book, and I don't appreciate that. Because now you are against your country. And I don't care how many years of service you did in this country. If you hate America, if you don't keep defending Americans, you already failed. So you don't get credit from me at all. There is price gouging, Cheryl, 100%, absolutely. 36 eggs got Derek for $6.50. I want to know where. Gas and, oh, I hate you, Trinity. $2. Man, 22 cents in gas tax. Wow, $2 a gallon, bro. I remember that about over 15 years ago. That was the price of gas over here in Washington State. The keeper says 400 years of labor. That's what I've done for this country. That's what my people have done for the 400. God dang, are you immortal? 400 years. The keeper says 400 years. Bro, come on, Patriot. Don't be playing with me. Did you mean 40? Nobody lives 400 years, my friend. Let's see. Irma says, I was born in America 83 years ago. My mother was born here in 1897, man. Isn't that wonderful? That's a lot of history right there. My great-grandparents are buried in this city's historic cemetery. Oh. Let's see. Behavior, Bender says, left-handers turn their paper. My wife writes like a Japanese scroll. She turns the paper all the way and she kind of writes down. The point is, obviously, there's ways that you can do that, but that is how you correct your writing. You have to flip it so that you are not erasing with your elbow, and that is exactly what the meaning means. You know what I mean? Pretty sure Dennis is older than me. I am almost a half a century old. So I don't know, man. If you live 400 years, I'll definitely don't got you on that one. Let's see. The keeper says, I remember it being $1. Then, oh, Bush. Okay, so you are younger because when I first came to the United States back in '89, the gas was about 40 cents, somewhere in there. And I remember when it went up to 59 cents, people were like, oh my gosh, it's so expensive. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that. So here's something, some food for thought for you guys. Economists think that we are better off today because we're making more money. Listen, if you're an economist with a doctorate or a master's degree, I don't mean this is an insult, but everybody should be, able to accept when they are wrong. Economists say that we make more money today, which we do. That is true. That is true. We make more money, but when it comes to the economy, due to inflation, we really are not. We are actually making less value on the money that we make. So that is a big difference. And very interesting that some economists will think that way. Mind you, I say some, but just think about this. Oh, I used to make about $850 a month, but my rent was only $300 and something. Now you make $4,000 a month, but your rent is about $2,300 to $3,000 a month. That is crazy. If I go and get a 4-bedroom apartment, even a home, the home is actually even more expensive now because of property taxes. But if I was to go get an apartment for my wife, my kids, we will go in there and we have to pay $2,950 on a $4,000 income. That's not going to work. How is your cost of living more than 50% of your income? That is crazy, right? That's crazy. And so, yeah, by money, the amount wise, yes, you make a lot more money today, but you're also paying a lot more. Here, I'm going to give you another example of how I look at economy. Now, I don't have a master's degree in economy, but this is how I think, right? You're right, Fleshy. I was visiting Samoa. Okay, I was visiting American Samoa, and people were telling me documentaries, statistics, etc. They were telling me that the Samoans, about 75% of Samoans live in poverty. And I was like, okay, I'll accept it. Maybe Samoa is just like a very poor island, etc. But here we go. Here's the catch. You ready for this? Samoans in the island, their minimum wage, it's about $5 and some change. I think it went up to like 6 something, okay, an hour. $6 and some change an hour. But I want you to look at this. And you know what? I'm going to use a little calculator here because I am not that genius smart when it comes to math. But I'm going to use my phone's calculator, and I want to show you something, okay? I want to show you something. Let me get my calculator here. All right, let's see, 650. Somebody can do the math for me and tell me how much is 650 a year. Let's see if I can remember the formula. Okay, if my formula is correct, Cheryl, be nice. If my formula is correct, that gives you $14,560 a year. Okay. Now, how much do you make a year here in the States? Let's say you make anywhere between, let's say you make $50,000, which depending on your state, this is nothing or is a lot. But you're making $50,000 a year. Here is how it works monthly in Samoa. First of all, you can the property is yours. It's free. Now this is to natives, not for us. To natives, to natives is free. Damn, 16,000. That's it. Fresh. Whoa. All right, 650. Oh, 16,000 is what you got. Okay, I did 650 times 40 times 56 weeks. That's how I did it. So if that's wrong, it's okay. But just doing this, just the 14,000. Okay, you don't have to pay property taxes. Once the house is built, you don't have to pay for anything. So if you have a loan, in this case, the loan would be about $160 a month. Okay, so you got about $160 a month times 12 months. You're paying $1,920 a year. Out of 14,000, you still got $12,000 left, right? And then you have, of course, if you want internet, that's probably the most expensive. Internet, cell phones, entertainment. Nobody needs cable anymore, but internet for sure, cell phones for sure. And you can probably pay about 200, maybe 250 a month. Okay, so 250 a month times 12 months. That is $3,000. That's more than your housing. That's crazy, right? And then you have internet, and then you buy food. At the end of the day, you can afford all your bills and you can pay everything, and you will still have money left over. Now, let me go ahead and give you a $50,000 housing problem here in America. Now, for 4 people, I'm going to tell you right now, being very, I know how you're going to see it if you do more, okay? Here we go, $50,000, but you have to pay $2,900, and this is the cheap part, okay? $2,900 times 12. I'm already at almost $35,000 just in housing. Now you're going to add about $160 monthly, and I'm being very, very cheap on electricity. That's another $1,920, which is actually what you would pay for living, house of living. Now they say that I'm always 75% poor. Mind you, let's see who's poor. And then we have water, sewer, and garbage. That's another, no, let's say average. That's about, let's say $80 a month. That's another $1,000 a month for that, $960. And then you have your insurance for the car. And then you have, well, if you don't have a car payment, then you don't have to have a car payment. But so let's exclude the car payment. But insurance is not cheap, at least not here in Washington. And then you have to pay every year for your tabs. Depending on the year of your car, you have to pay for that. Now, here's another thing. If you pay $120 to $150 for car insurance, that covers you for the whole year. That won't even cover you here for a month. Now, I don't know what state you're in and how much your insurance is there, but my insurance is over $300 a month in insurance for car. So that is not freaking cheap, right? So if you go $300 times 12, that's another $3,600. We already almost close to $50,000 a year. And we're not including the food. Food is about $1,000 a month for 4 people. That's $12,000. Now we're negative $2,000 in the hole. And then what else do you need? You need to buy your hygiene supplies. You got to buy clothing. Your kids are growing, so you need to buy them clothing almost every month, it seems like. How much money do you need for that? And so now you're going in and you start going negative 1,000, negative 2,000, negative 3,000. It gets crazy. Now you tell me who is poor. Are we the poor ones? Because we need 2 people working in the household nowadays. I know some people make some good money, right? 100,000. 100,000, you're okay. Here in Washington, 100,000 a year, family of 4, you're okay. And I'm not saying you're middle class, by the way. You are still just okay, but you're not middle class, not for a 4 people income, right? That's where I'm at. So this is why you have to pay attention. Inflation has a lot to do with how much money you make. When they raise the minimum, over here, pay attention. When they raise the minimum wage, every time they raise the minimum wage, people think, oh, I'm making more money. Well, guess what? You're not. Gas prices go up, food prices go up, housing prices goes up. Every single tax goes up. And on top of that, they are adding new taxes to old taxes. Now we have about $1 in taxes and gas over here. I wish I can teach everybody what I know. I can only talk about it. I know a lot of you by the comments. I understand that you understand what I'm talking about. You know, Brian, it's all good. Don't worry. Just guys, try to ignore them. We are taxed on taxes. Absolutely. Taxes that I hate. Taxes on inheritance. If I make $1 million, I pay taxes on that $1 million. If I leave that $1 million to my kid, they got to pay taxes again on that $1 million. I hate that tax. If I die, there is a tax for when I die. I hate that tax. You'll say, why? If you die, who gives a crap? You don't have to pay it. It is a burden to my children. It is a burden. I work my ass off. I pay taxes, complete taxes on all the money that I make. That is for my household. And if I give it to my kids, they have to pay taxes on that. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous. How much does Trump pay in taxes? Why do you care? He pays millions of dollars in taxes, but why do you care? There is ways. If you start looking at rich people, and I'm going to be just one example. I'm going to tell you this. I know a rich man, not personally, but I know of him. He is a rich man. He's worth over $300 billion. And you're like, oh my God, well, how much taxes did he pay? Well, he hasn't really paid taxes because what he does is he gets loans. This guy is filthy rich by getting loans. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Of course, he invests. Of course, he does investment. He's not stupid, right? But if you try to tax him on what? He doesn't have the cash. He has the assets. You don't get taxed on that. You get taxed on coin, on dollars, on actual money. So just because you have $300 billion worth of net doesn't mean that you're paying taxes on that every month. The guy probably doesn't even pay taxes on that anymore. Jared says, sugar tax, liquor tax sucks in Washington. Oh, man. Smoking, tobacco tax, marijuana tax. Not that I like marijuana. Some of you probably do. Well, that's your prerogative. Yeah, they tax the crap out of everything. And the worst thing is it's not that they're taxing it, guys. It's that they're wasting it. You know, I would be on board, maybe not, but I would be on board with Democrats and libtards that believe that getting taxed the way we're being taxed right now, it's okay. If we were at a positive budget, if things were getting done to make sure there's no vets homeless on the street, if businesses were thriving, if the farmers were taken care of, if the roads were in good conditions, if the government took care of that money and put it to good use, then maybe, Ken, yes, $15 over here as well. maybe then I would say, okay, I'm okay with the taxes that we're paying. But they keep losing hundreds of millions of dollars. And the worst thing is they don't know how to say the answer. Oh, it's right here. No, nobody knows. It's untraced. NGOs. Some contractor got paid $100,000 to do this project, never even got started. Where's the contractor? Ah, we don't know. I don't know. He disappeared. Wait, $100,000. How do you disappear $100,000? You said libs. Go gaff about Tennessee. Hasn't gotten there better in Texas, he says. Really? I don't know. Maybe, okay, this guy's, maybe you guys are spoiled with very cheap prices. That's what I would say. But if I go from here to Texas, Texas is a lot cheaper. And let me tell you something, Texas is a lot bigger. If I pay $2,000 for a house here in Washington, and then I go pay $2,000 in a house in Texas, tell me right here, who said that? Jared. I'm assuming you're in Texas. Is that right? If you are in Texas, Jared, what can I get with $2,000 a month? Like living like a house, something like that. What can I get for $2,000 a month in Texas? That's some good coffee right there. Jay said you can get a mansion in Texas. You get what you pay for, my man. You get what you pay for. There are hardly any blue counties left after all the redistricting. So look forward to the future, my friend. Look forward to the future. You guys have been screwed by the Democrats that you have in your districts over there. I know that because I live here in Washington. I know. Nobody has to tell me. I know. They are the exact same fruit no matter where they go. They don't care about you. Jared, one thing I'm going to tell you, bro, Trinity knows a lot more than you will ever manage to hold in your brain for 1 minute. Yeah, that's it. You don't insult somebody, give the facts, share the facts. I'm going to tell you right now, I love Trinity. She is my sister, one of my spiritual sisters. And this woman is very smart. I will tell you that. I don't know how old you are, Jared, but she's a very smart woman. I can tell you that. I'm almost 50 years old, almost a half a century old. And I'm going to tell you, I have so much experience, not to toot my own horn, not to boast, not to glorify myself, to God be all the glory. But I have lived such a life that I have the wisdom of an 80-year-old person. I know, I'm sorry, all my fellow patriots in here that are older, you deserve more than what I'm saying. I'm just giving an example of different things in life, like housing, work, prejudice, so-called racism, hardship, violence, theft, drugs, etc. Been through all that stuff. And so people that haven't been through it, they can't really speak about it, right? They can't speak to it either. But what I'm saying is that I have found that talking with Trinity, she's very wise. She's very smart. And I'm going to tell you something. Any man that will have Trinity will be a better man because of her. I mean that. And Trinity, that's from the heart. I believe it. And that's why I love you, sis. It is a fact. I am not making that up. Time on says, let's see, time on my side is 52. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. Let me see what you got in here. Let me hear some wisdom from you, my friend. Let's see. You're probably relearning more than he will ever know. I don't know what that means. At Trinity, any man. Well, you better be a good man if you come across Trinity. That's what I got to say. It's just the truth. You don't have to thank me, sweetheart. You're welcome, Trinity. I speak the truth. I like Cheryl. You know what? Cheryl has been making some comments here throughout since she's been on the channel, and she has been right about a lot of stuff. And I do find a lot of wisdom on her comments. A lot of times we tend to kind of go too far on what we're believing in, but I think she's been pretty neutral and very on point with stuff as well. But I can't believe that there is also people like Marlene that was in here, right? We're showing there's a picture of Fauci enjoying a private baseball game, just him and these two other people. He gets to go throw a pitch because there's nobody else there to do it. And yet she still says that we're lying. And we're looking at it right there. So that always amazes me, that people deny things even when the facts are there. You know, I'm going to tell you something. I have watched, not too long or too many times, but I have watched leftist podcasters, right? People that do what I do, but they actually leftist. They don't want to be in the middle. They want to be either far right or they want to be far left. I want to be right in the middle. I like balance. This is the way I like my life, right? And I listen to them and I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me hear what this person has to say. And then we get people like the trolls that come in here and they're like, oh, Trump lies about everything. Ah, man. Okay, show me. Oh, he's a Nazi. No, show me where he lied. Tell me where he lied. He's just a liar. No, that's not an answer. It's like when you ask leftist people, what's a woman? And they say, well, anybody that identifies as a woman. That's not an answer. What is the woman, right? So it's the same question. So if people come in here and they come in and they say, well, Trump is a racist. Well, okay, why? Well, he's a bigot. Okay, why? Well, he's a fascist. Well, yeah, okay, why? Tell me why. And then I'll listen. You see what I'm saying? It's times is I'm a godly man. God made speakers and warriors. I fit more than warrior class. And I fit more than speaker class. I don't fall to David's failures when he became king. Let me be the warrior, but let me be kind in my actions. Amen. Time. And another thing that people always overlook about David. You remember when he stripped down? You guys remember that? When David stripped himself down to his underwear, so to speak. He humbled himself, humiliated himself. Probably the biggest insult to Jews, to Israel. And he danced from the entrance of the city. And people look at him in ridicule. Look at that king. Look at him. Disgusting. How humiliating. It is a big humiliation. And he did it. That was King David. He wasn't perfect. Nobody's perfect. If you think you're perfect, you're dumb. Nobody's perfect. I will never be perfect, ever. I'm going to point something out. Maybe you didn't know this. Maybe most of you Christians knew this already. But Jesus was crucified. And he wasn't put in some faraway place where nobody can see him. The crucifixion was not the humiliation. The humiliation was the strip down of their clothes. And for everybody to walk by and see him with his clothes stripped down. That was the humiliating part. Besides them calling him names, laughing at him, making jokes of him, etc. But the stripping down of your clothes, that was humiliation. And they made sure that everybody saw it. So they put the crosses in a pathway where everybody would walk by and laugh and make fun of them. So David humbled himself. And he said so that God can be great. And that's how we want to live our life. We want to humble ourselves. We want to live, you want to be meek so that God can be exalted. And that's where I stand with that. And I know that, you guys are making your comments, you're making your opinions. A lot of people come in here and waste their time with insults instead of trying to dialogue. But I have to address a lot of those things. And that's where I'm at with that. Now, when it comes to Hamas and Israel right now, I find it very interesting. And this is an example of why Israel, it's always right to defend himself. Did you see what a lot of the dumbass people that support Palestinians here in the States are doing? They don't care. There is a peace agreement or a treaty going on right now in Israel and Hamas. They still hate Israel. That will never change. That will never change. And we got to see it for what it is. A lot of people think that, this is nothing and it's just something that happens. But you got to pay attention. Marvin, what are you talking about? To the King of Kings, to the Lord of Lords. Good night, Ken. You take it easy, brother. Thanks for stopping by to saying hello, man. Much love to you, brother. You take it easy. Dr. Fauci was pardoned for one reason only. He was going to be found guilty if he keeps getting investigated, and if he was to be found guilty, a lot of corrupted politicians would be found guilty. Why did the January 6th committee get pardoned? Because if they get investigated, they would have found that they lied on their testimony, that they hid proof that the January 6th was a setup. That's the only reason why you pardoned them. And then Mr. Biden, President Biden came out and say, oh, doesn't mean they're guilty. It just means that they're pardoned. No, we know exactly what you're doing. We know exactly what's going on. We know exactly why he got pardoned on January 20th by President Biden, AKA the digital pen, right before President Trump comes in office. Am I right? Am I right about that? Am I right? I think I might be wrong about that. Dr. Fauci was granted preemptive, holy crap, I forgot about that. Preemptive presidential pardon by President Joe Biden on January 20th, 2025, just hours before leaving office. What a mind game. I guess I was right. Can you imagine that? Preemptive pardon. The pardon was issued preemptively, meaning that Dr. Fauci had not been charged with any crime. The political motivations, according to a statement from President Biden, the action was intended to protect Fauci and other public servants from unjustified and politically motivated prosecutions by the incoming administration. Oh, guilty mofos. Fauci's response in the statement says, Dr. Fauci maintained that he had committed no crime. Of course, he lies under oath and he lies on the hearings, and who knows what else this guy lies about. I can't trust him anymore, right? But he says that the pardon should not be interpreted as an admission of guilt. He did acknowledge and appreciate the protection it offered from baseless threats. Right. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Legal challenges in July 2025. Senator Rand Paul challenged the validity of the pardon, questioning if President Biden personally authorized it or if it was signed by a staff member using an auto pen. Senator Paul referred the matter back to the Department of Justice for review. Hold on to your panties, Dr. Fauci. They're going to come for you. They're going to come for you. Dry voter, dry herb voter. You should have just gone with chronic voter is what you should have gone with. He believes that there's no kings. And so do we as Republicans, so do we as conservatives, so do we as independents, so do we as American patriots. We believe we don't have a king. But I tell you who believes is a king. All of the Democrat politicians in office right now, they think they're kings. Huh. It just reminded me of something. Government shutdown. Listen to this. I wrote down some notes, I think. I just didn't bring it up last time that I was talking. Now, I got these notes from a clip from CNN. Who loves Jenkins on CNN? That guy is awesome. Here is how it starts on this short clip that he shared. Here comes a Democrat, and the Democrat says, we're going to keep the name blank, Republicans, and this is what Team Obama says. Team Obama, Dollar Store Obama, whatever other Obama you want to give this, the Mexican dude. What's his name? I don't even know his real name anymore. I'm just kidding, Jeffries. It says, Republicans control the Senate. Republicans control the White House. So any shutdown that we have is 100% on them. Now, Hakeem Jeffries, this is exactly what he says. This is exactly what every Democrat says. And here is this black woman on CNN saying this. And they say they fully own this, meaning the government shutdown, it's all because of Republicans. Now, Jenkins says to this person, he says, who's voting to continue resolution in the Senate? Right now, which party is voting against it? Now, guys, there's only two parties. Very easy answer, right? But what does she say? She doesn't say, well, it doesn't matter which party is voting. No. Which party? You just had the nerves, the ballsiness to say Republicans control the Senate. Republicans control the White House. Republicans control Congress. They fully own this. So if it's not Republicans, because here we go, the Democratic Party is refusing to vote for a continuing resolution in the Senate that they voted for 13 times when Joe Biden was the president. You ask how long this is going to go on? That person couldn't say, well, Democrats are refusing to vote. No, she says, it doesn't matter which party. Yeah, now it doesn't matter which party. But you were more than happy to bring up Republicans twice and try to make them look guilty about everything. See, I find that very interesting. Don't you? I think it's very interesting. And then, the other thing that people like to do on the left side, for some reason, they live in la-la land, and they just never want to see the truth. It doesn't matter how it hits them in the face. They don't want to hear the truth. Now, in all honesty, when I have listened to leftists or Democratic YouTubers, content creators, I wish that they would take the approach of, you know what, let's see what the facts are. Now, we have said some nice things about Democrats, and we have said some nice things that we like about Democrats, right? Like, we like Democrats that were fighting for America first, and then they were fighting for, deporting illegal immigrants, and they were fighting for manufacturing jobs here in the States. And so we love the Democratic Party because this is exactly what they were doing. But now they flipped. Now they don't believe in that. So, it doesn't matter that they're Democrats. I don't hate Democrats. I don't hate Republicans. It's just like, I'm going to support the party that is helping this country. And we can say nice things, right, about Democrats, but they cannot say nice things about us. We can say we believe on the freedom of speech, and they don't want us to use freedom of speech. They called us fascist, and yet they are acting fascist. They tell us that we're Nazis. Well, they are the party of the racist. They get mad at us when we say there is nothing wrong with the federal flag. What's it called? Confederate flag, I'm sorry. English translation gets lost sometimes. We don't think there's anything wrong, at least I don't. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Confederate flag. But the Democrats, oh, the racists, that's your party. That's what you guys had. That was your flag. That was not our flag. But yet, we say it. There's nothing wrong with it. Because whether you think they were racist or not, that's irrelevant. I don't believe in it. I mention it because that's how you know it. But they wanted to keep slaves because they were making a lot of money. And what do we see today? The same thing, except now they're using illegal immigrants. Because now they have the excuse of human rights, which it doesn't mean jack squat to me, because federal law for every country means more than your human rights from your country. I don't know if that makes sense, but a lot of people think that I'm hateful because I believe that. They always trying to bring, what would Jesus do? Well, Jesus would tell them to stay home and pray to God and trust God. Believe in him. Call on to him only. Live your sinful ways and follow him. That's what Jesus would say. Go back to your country. I know, guys. I know I got the Stormtroopers shirt on. It is one of my favorite shirts. What my friends think I do is this one right here. What my boss thinks I do. And the one says, what I think I do, and I'm just leading this big army, and then what I actually do is just guard. Not much action going on there. Anyways, that's why I like this shirt, okay? This is like probably like 10, 15 years old, but it's one of my favorite shirts, and I can still fit in it, so I'm going to still wear it. So I will have to say that is some good material. That is some good quality. Made in America, probably. Or maybe China, I don't know, but it's been lasting a lot of years, guys, over a decade. Bayou killer. Man says not true. Someone in the country illegally is not entitled to due process. Who said due process for illegals? Man, these guys will never understand. They never get it. They never get it. Oh, what did somebody said? I heard somebody say, you know, Republicans, they interpret the Constitution the way they want to, and they use it like hypocrites use the Bible with certain verses so that they can get away with whatever they want to do. Listen, if I say there is a female, I can say there is a female. If there is a female and a male, I can say an individual person is a person. But when there's more than one person, I will say persons. And I really think it's very ignorant that even judges interpret the guys. I don't get it. I don't get it. The Constitution's title is "We the People." We the people. Who is the people of the United States of America? Somebody answer, who are the people of the United States of America? Is it the tourists from Germany? Is it perhaps Canadians? Is it the tourists from Mexico? Is it illegal immigrants from all over the world? Is it our enemies that come into this country illegally? Are they we the people? Somebody tell me. What does we the people, the Constitution for the United States of America, who does it belong to? Ronald knows. Does not belong to illegal immigrants. Argentina, says Danny. No. To Americans. That is correct. 100% to American citizens. Brenda, we need leaders because I don't know whose calcs is what happens now. Chaos? No, I don't know what you're saying there. I'm sorry about that, sis. It is us, the people. Americans. Not everyone, Luis Montalvo. You wish that your illegal ass was included in the Constitution. But it's called the United States of America. We, the people. That's the Constitution for Americans. And you don't get to claim it until you become an American citizen. We, the people, is not even for resident card alien holders. It's not for green card holders. Even though they do get almost all the privileges as citizens, but they don't get to vote. So they are not the people. They are still guests in this country. They are permanent residents, but they're not American. And there's a big difference. What is due process? Due process is you have a right to a hearing, meaning you get to present your case to who? To the law. You get to represent yourself or have somebody represent you. But tell me, what kind of logic does it make? You have to be the most stupidest people to believe that we're going to pay hundreds of millions of dollars to give due process to criminals that did not care about respecting our due process. They don't respect our legal process. They don't get due process. The only reason why there is due process for American criminals and any other person that commits crimes in the cities is because they are being charged for that crime. That is who gets due process. And let's be honest, if any illegal immigrant gets due process, I mentioned this before, I'm glad you're here asking this dumb question. It's any illegal immigration that gets due process. It's not for them to stay in this country. It is for them to find out how many years they're going to spend in jail here in the United States of America and then get deported when they come out. They can have that due process. But why would we support that? Why would we want to spend money and resources to give these people out of our own taxpayer dollar a due process? Due process, show me your paper. What makes you think that you belong here? Let me see your passport. Nope, it says no, you're illegal. Get your ass back home. That's due process. You show a paper that says you are allowed to be here, and if you're not allowed to be here, you got to go. That's your due process. Now, if you commit a crime and you got a right to be in this country, I get it. Due process. TA says, man, true, but are you a good person for punching a child? You're stronger than a child. That makes you morally correct then, right? Or maybe you should show shame for beating up a child. No. Listen, I'm going to give you my Latino. I'm going to give you my Latino explanation of what you just said. If it's a little kid, I'll smack his ass. I'll make sure that he knows that he needs to respect me. If it's a teenager over 13 years old, he is well aware of what he's doing. And if he wants to pick on a grown man, then he's going to get the response from a grown man. That's what happens when you cross that line of respect. What did I miss that you guys are talking about? Once one becomes a U.S. citizen, they can vote, yes, and that's when they become we the people. Danny asked a question. I have no idea what the hell he asked, but let me go back, see if I can see this. Danny, okay, Danny is new to my chat. He's never heard me talk about this. You see, there is what kind of example can I give you to make it simple for you to understand? Blah, 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 blah. There is no example to give you. China does not want to buy soybeans from Canada, nor from the United States of America, but they buy a lot from Argentina. So there is a chance for us to give them money to help their financial economy over there, and that we are pretty much investing in Argentina, and we're going to get the money back with interest. That's how that works, my friend. It's not free money. Scott Norris, how you doing, brother? Welcome back to the live. What up, Dennis? Says Jay Rotten. Sounds like Cheech and Chong, says HD. I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's what you mean, but yeah, Cheech and Chong. Danny says, okay, bro, now I got a question. 20 billion to Argentina. Forget about troops getting paid. Forget about Oh, I like it. Forget about Medicaid, medical health insurance. Let's just give it to Argentina. Americans don't need help. Here we go, my friend. Let me see. Danny, do you like the big, beautiful bill? I got to ask you questions just to see where you're at. You're welcome, Danny. Do you like the big, beautiful bill? I like this question because we all need to hear it, right? Cool Cat Renee, they're doing some audits here in Washington State. So the DMV is being very careful now here in Washington, but they're still acting like morons. And of course, they're doing some shady stuff, but they are being investigated, so they will be found out if they're doing something illegal. That's not how macroeconomics work. Whatever. Whatever you think, my friend. There's a reason why Donald Trump is in office and not you. Let's see. Danny is 50% is good. All right. So President Donald Trump did not shut down the government. Let's make that clear. Okay. It wasn't Republicans that shut down the government. Let's make that clear. And now let's go ahead and talk about it. So you're saying that it's not okay for our military, right, to not get paid, and you are resentful that these $20 billion are being invested in Argentina. I get it. I'm with you. President Donald Trump announced he has given Pete Hegseth 100% authority to use every single resource they have available to be able to pay our military servicemen. I think that's very awesome. Now, he didn't specify where he found this money, but he said it was money they recently found, and they will get paid in October 15th, which is 3 days from now. And speaking of that, I got a question, guys. How the hell is it that 3 days into government shutdown, there was military wives, spouses at food banks in just a few days? Even right now, after 10 days, how the hell are you at the food bank already? I don't understand. Is it a budget problem? What's going on? How much are you guys getting paid every month? Because when your spouse, and you can correct me if you're in the military, but when your spouse gets sent to a certain area, the military pays for the housing. And I don't know if that's depending on the position or the level, right? But I received a lot of, I have received a lot of veterans, active military, National Guard, everybody into different apartment communities that I worked in, and their housing, their pay was including housing allowance plus their base pay. So I don't understand how that works. Like, how can the military, the servicemen's families be out of food? I'm serious. Like, I don't understand how that works. Let's see. Brenda says they were getting ahead of the food shortage. Ahead. Oh, they were getting ahead of the food shortage. Well, I mean, still, why are you panicking right now? You know, if, I mean, I get it, you know, that the government shutdown is going to affect a lot of things, but I mean, I don't know. It's not going to be shut down forever. Is, you know, that's the point, right? So if you have to use your backup money to, you know, go here, it's not like they're going to say, okay, we didn't pay you this month. Now we're going to start paying you, and here's your pay. No, they retro pay. So you will get all of that money that you're not getting paid right now. You will get it when they pay again. I'm assuming that you get the full amount, the back pay and your current pay. So it shouldn't really be affecting you as much as I hear, but I could be wrong. I just don't understand it. I really don't understand that part. Does anybody else understand that? Well, President Donald Trump promised they're going to get every single penny that they were promised to get as a raise and everything. They will get everything, is what he said. Now, I find it very interesting that our Democratic people don't seem to understand that part of what's going on here in America. Why don't they go and talk to their governors, to their senators, talk to Congress? Hey, open the government back up. Why don't they do that? You see, Democrats like to blame Republicans. And they say that Republicans have the House and the Republicans have the Senate and Republicans have this and the presidency. They are 100% guilty of shutting down the government. Seriously, really, what? But the Democrats don't say anything. They keep blaming Republicans for what they are doing. It is obvious Democrats shut the government. And it's beyond me. Maybe all of these Democrat people, they've been taking too much Tylenol. It's the Republicans' fault, guys. Everything is the Republicans' fault. Everything. Yeah, nothing. Democrats are all clean. They're like Pontius Pilate. He's not guilty of crucifying Jesus. He washed his hands. He's like, oh, this death is on you guys. That's what the Democrats say. Hey, we don't want this, we're not shutting it down. Hey, Schumer, shut it down. We're not shutting it down. Shut it down, guys. No, we're not going to shut it down, guys. I'm just playing. Shut it down. Shut it down. The Republicans shut down the government, guys. We tried to stop it. We couldn't do it. Republicans shut it down. It's their fault. Desperate Schumer, looking for some attention from his party. Hi, Tiffany. He saw that. I don't understand, guys. You know, I understand that power corrupts people, but when do you sell your soul to the devil? When did you realize that it would be better for you to hate American citizens, put illegal immigrants first, and go against everything the president says, which the people voted to put in office as the president? When did they change their mind? I don't understand. When? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I try to make sense of it. I don't get it. The devil lives in the White House. He is narrow. James, you're too late, bro. We already took him out of the office. Now we got President Donald Trump in there instead. Man, this guy, I don't know. He might be on vacation. James has been on vacation for I don't know how long, but he doesn't know that Biden is no longer in office. Tiffany says the Democrats, I like that, would not sign the bill. Yeah, we know it. We know it. We talked about it earlier. If you just joined, I wonder the same thing all the time, says Derek. Marvin Bernal says, listen to what you said, Dennis. Well, I can't because I said it already. I got to replay the video in order for me to listen. But enlighten me, my friend. Excuse me. Let's see. The observant communist says, you obviously haven't an idea what you're talking about. Ice coming to the poacher. Daniel says he is a beta. All right. T. Severe says, you're avoiding my questions because you can't. No, Severe. I I don't know your question because I haven't seen it. And you know what? And just because you made that accusation, instead of saying, hey, Dennis, did you see my question? Because you said that, I'm not going to read your comments from now on. Danny says, forget Democrats and Republicans. Okay, let's go. Let me see what you got here. I don't care. My question, bro, is why making them suffer for 2 weeks with not food when they're risking their lives for all of us? Are you talking about the military that are serving right now? I think they have their food. I mean, I don't think they're running out of food in the military. And I will tell you something, guys. Oh, guys, T Severe is an Antifa member, guys. I see. All right, now it makes sense. Well, don't be cheap, bro. Tell Zoros to give you some money so you can put a super chat in here, and then you can ask a question and demand for me to read it, but you got to super chat it. You lazy bastard. Beta! Don't be a beta. If I read your comments, the answer is thanks. Just like Danny Man right here said, the question, you know, if I can get to it, guys, I'll get to it. But if I don't read it, bro, it is what it is. But if you want to demand something, I mean, you got to pay the piper. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I know. I'll say this. I have joined. Ronald said he's a. No, Danny's not a beta. Danny said thanks. But Severe, it's beta, says Ronald. James Boy says the Cafe Nero was open here in Scotland before Trump's visits. No Biden's. He never came. He is a Nero. What the hell is a Nero? I don't know what. I don't know if there's a specific. I'm lost on that one. What's a Nero? Man says put your question in a super chat for Dennis to see. That's right. The man knows how it's done. So I've done this. I've gone to other YouTubers, especially some of the ones that I support. And I have gone in there and I put a lot of comments. Hey, did you know blah, 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 blah? No response. Hey, you know what? I found out that this and this and that. Hey, Dennis, thank you so much for the question. Hey, Dennis, thank you for the comment. Hey, you know what else? I got this and this and that. No response. $10 chat. Hey, man, did you know that this is happening here? Oh, here we go. Dennis says, did you know that this is happening here? That's how it works, man. You got to support others. Even if you don't agree with them, you got to support people. We're all American. We're all people. We're all working for a living. You know what? I always say, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. That's it. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to put no super chats, but don't be an asshole. Okay? That's where I'm at with that. And let's see, who has some information about what the military is doing for food right now? Marvin says, I pay the quota for the... I am not reading your comment, bro. Derek says, I think the military have the money for the food, but if they're giving it away, you're going to get it so you don't have to pay for it. Yeah, okay. Let's see, I just see statements. YouTube may have shadow banned it depending on what you typed. Yeah, I don't know, man. This guy's whatever. Marvin says, for Sherry says she needs to get a job. Okay, Sherry, I don't know if that was meant to me. Guys, when you put a comment, thank you, Pierre Powers. He says, at T Severe, so I know it's not me, so I don't have to reply to that, because otherwise, you know, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to reply my way. Marvin says, where do you think Villalobos is at? I don't know. I don't know about Villalobos. Not today. I do know about Maduro. He's desperate. He is desperate. And the Nobel Peace Prize winner, it's hoping that President Donald Trump will follow through, defeat the Democrats again, over and over and over and over again, so that he can do his job the way he needs to do it. And as Venezuela, they're waiting for the president to send some help over there. And we are. But they will know once it's too late. Oh, these guys in Venezuela, they just found out about the B-21s. Woo! When they get hit, they don't even know what the hell happened. They're going to think a gas leak popped somewhere in Venezuela. Maduro is not going to know what the hell just hit him until he's going down the hill and be like, oh, shoot, I think I just got hit by a bomb. Oh, I'm going to the lake of fire. Not good. I don't know why I said that. I thought it was funny. It was funny when I thought about it. I don't know so much after I said it. Wait, nobody knows what the 3 branches of government is? Trinity has to give you guys the 3 branches of government. Unbelievable. I knew that shit the first year that I came to the United States of America. T. Picton says, you see me. Yes. James Boy, if yours don't know who Nero is, then yours don't. Bro, I don't even know what the hell you just type in there, but you don't understand your Bible. What the hell is, dude, I don't know what the hell is Nero. What? I don't look for Nero. What the hell is Nero? Anybody? Let me find out what the hell is Nero. These guys, man, they put some dumb shit in there and they expect everybody to know everything. Let's see. Nero was the 5th and last Roman emperor of the... No wonder I don't give a shit. Who cares? No wonder I didn't care. Danny, see, that's what I'm talking about, man. Danny's showing some love and support. Not like you bastards that are entitled in here insulting me. They don't even... At least show some respect, man, if you want to demand something. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate you, bro. You're the man. No, Dennis, it was one troll that didn't know the 3. Yeah, I know. I know, Trinity. I'm with you. I just say that I can't believe somebody doesn't know what the 3 branches of government is. See, this is why we're here. They need to learn some stuff that they never learned before, okay? Observant Communist says, name the 3 branches. This guy. See, even when somebody puts it out there for them, they just don't get it. You know, Danny, I want to tell you something, man. Danny, all my patrons in here love you for doing that. And I'm going to say this. The difference is between people, because Danny, I think Danny says, answer my question, right? I went looking for it, but Danny was not an asshole. That's the difference. And I went and looked for it, and I found it. Okay, so I'm going to read that question, and let's get an answer. Now, whether he's going to like it or not, it doesn't matter, right? The whole point is maybe he has an understanding of this. I have an understanding of that. And that's the whole point. I'm not here to convince you, but you're not here to convince me. We probably will never, ever agree with anything, but at least we got some information so that we can say, hey, wait a minute, what the hell are we doing for real? Let me question what we are doing. And then, you know what I'm saying? Things open up that way. So I appreciate Danny for that. Thanks for the info. See, there you go, man. And he's waving the American flags. I love that. So I appreciate it. Alberto Barreto, ¿qué ondas? Welcome to the chat, my friend. I will tell you this story, guys, and I felt very embarrassed. And Alberto, if you are not Hispanic, I apologize. I used to work for Comcast many years ago, and I was on the bilingual line. And this guy with a false Spanish name came through my line with a heavy accent. I can barely understand what he was saying. And so I was speaking in Spanish with him. Now, in my defense, he came through my Spanish bilingual line, right? So I'm speaking Spanish to him, and I'm like, sir, in Spanish. Of course, he didn't understand. But as a sir, I'm speaking Spanish to you. Do you not understand Spanish? And then I realized, wait a minute, sir, do you want me to speak in English, or what language do you speak? And he's like, oh, I'm Filipino. Well, I learned my lesson. Even if somebody's name is all Hispanic, Spanish doesn't mean that they speak Spanish. So that's why I said that. Let's see. Jay says the Mariners are 3-1 currently winning. Then it's come Rory's of Edmonds, Maine, and Sunset. My treat. Oh, bro, I wish. I wish. But if I go there, bro, I can't drink and drive. I don't have nobody driving for me. And I am not paying an Uber. Not enough super chats for an Uber. But Jay, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You know, Rory's of Edmonds. Let me take a look at that. Maybe one day we can probably get in there, brother. Let me see. Rory's. Why does that sound familiar? Bar and Grill says 105 Main Street, Edmonds. Okay. 25 minutes. Well, I guess an hour and 20 minutes if I take the train. Yeah, we're not doing that. Happy hour, food, fireplace, great cocktails. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Maybe in one of these days off, hang by and we'll see if we can accept that invitation one of these days. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, Jay. and thank you for keeping up with the score. I do want to watch a good baseball game, but it's just, man, I've been so turned off, bro, with sports. Honestly, I want to sit down and just watch a whole full football game, and I want to have, I don't know, maybe I'll order some, some tacos from this great Mexican place that I know, and then just have a good time. One day I probably will. And you know what, Trinity? Who knows? What God's will is, but maybe one day we'll probably all just find a way to get together, I guess, somewhere, and then we can hang out. But we'll see. Probably years from now, or who knows? Maybe some special event that we can probably go in there and see. That would be awesome. All right, guys. I think that we know why why Fauci got pardoned. Many people know. Some people don't want to accept it. We know the truth. We have the facts. We heard it. We've seen it. We experienced it. Yeah, absolutely, Trinity. I think it'll be very, very awesome. There's a lot of patriots in here that I would love to hang out with and just, share a pint or two, and then just talk, about how great America really is. Danny, I don't know if he's still here, but thank you guys for your chats. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for your love. Go Piner, you now show up, bro. We're done, man. It's time for me to take a break. You're brainwashed, entertaining, but wrong, says the observant communist. Well, you know what? We don't trust commies anyways, but we still will entertain you. It is the American way. Let's see. I don't see that. Did Miguel show up today? I know Miguel sometimes he comes in, but he's busy for a lot of times. Ronald, thank you too, brother. Much love to you and your family as well. Trinity, my love to you and your family as well. Who else we got? Ozzy's on here. Ozzy, how you been here the whole time? You just showed up. Much love to Ozzy, man. Ozzy, we try to support our patrons everywhere we can. I am hoping that we're gonna have Graham. Some of you guys, Ozzy, you already know. Trinity, you already know. Some of you patrons in here already know who Graham is. He's a great kid. Well, kid to us because we're older, but he's a great young man, and he's pretty on point with most of the stuff. I think probably, I won't say all, but just to give it a little benefit of doubt somewhere, I'm going to say most of it. And I really like him. And maybe one of these times we are going to collab. And yeah, he's a good kid. See, he calls him a good kid too, because we're all older, man. But Brenda, thank you for being in here. Brenda's my cousin because you got my last name, not because we're really truly related. God bless you, Dennis. You and your family. I just saw your name up there, sweetheart. Peace be with all of you. It was fun. And the info. Yes, every day we get together and we give each other ideas. I know Trinity gives me a lot of comments and shares a lot of stories. And I love my sister for that. Thank you so much. Everybody else, guys, thank you for stopping by, for dropping a like. I literally can do this all night and all day. I really can. But I need to rest my body as well. And I do need to spend time for myself. So thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for the super chats. And to my members, love you all. Thank you so much for that as well. And let's continue supporting one another. Let's continue supporting channels like Graham's channel. If you guys don't know whose Graham channels is. Oh, before I leave, please stay. I got something that I want to share with you. Give me one moment, please. Don't go anywhere. This is from, give me 1 second. I got something that I want to share with you guys, please. This is for one of my members. Let me see. Where are you? Okay, I think it's this one. I'm going to share this link if you feel compelled. This link is to extend the Cherokee Nation contracted healthcare to Cherokee living in surrounding states. Okay, I want to share this link. I went in there and I gave my support to the Cherokee Nation and the Cherokee people, and I donated some money for them. You guys can donate as well. I recommend you. Hey, Bernier, how are you, my friend? I was just saying goodbye to the people, thanking everybody for the support. If you guys see that link in there, guys, it's not a bad link. I got this from our dear friend Heath. He is half Cherokee. Send me an email, and I went to it, and we're supporting the Cherokee Nation. We want them to get some health care as well. And you guys can, donate $2 or whatever, $25 or whatever you can, and let's help our Cherokee Nation. If anybody ever says that we're living in stolen land, well, this is how we can give some of that back. We cannot give the land back. It has been earned and bought for and all this, etc. But we can definitely support our Native Americans in our country. There is the link again. If you guys want to copy that and follow it, God will bless you. And I know our brother Heath will also appreciate it. Let's see. Our family is numbered in the Cherokee Nation 1910 census. Oh, okay. Nice, Cindy. Good to know. See you later, Danny. Thank you so much for your love, brother. I appreciate your patience and your comment, my friend. You have a wonderful night. So, guys, don't forget, okay? I'm going to put that link in there again. This is not something that is sponsored. I'm not getting paid for that. But, it's good to go and support them and throw a little donation out there, will you? All right, Bernil, have a good night, brother. We'll see you later tomorrow morning, guys. After the kids go to school, of course. I'll be back. You all have a good night. Be blessed. God bless you, and God bless the USA. You all be safe. Take care. Peace.